Hey guys, sorry for the long break on the channel. I kind of forgot that this channel existed for a bit, but now that I plan to come back to making the fan fictions, we're going to jump straight into today's fan fiction, which is what if Obi-Wan turned to the dark side instead of Anakin? So let's begin the fan fiction. So we start near the end of episode 1. Obi-Wan holds his master Qui-Gon in his arms, as Qui-Gon says his final words, which are, "Promise me you'll train Anakin. He is the chosen one. I feel it." Obi-Wan promises him he will. Bit of time passes. There's the Naboo celebration at the end of episode 1. Palpatine's ship lands and Palpatine exits, staring at Anakin, sensing his power in the Force at such a young age, knowing his apprentice will be someday. Mace Windu and Yoda also exits Palpatine's ships and goes over to the angry yet sad Obi-Wan. Mace Windu says that the Sith that Obi-Wan killed was the apprentice. The Master is still out there. Yoda doesn't add to this, but sensing Obi-Wan's anger, passes it as just because Obi-Wan lost his Master. They continue to talk for another 5 minutes, but they put all of it aside and go to enjoy the celebration. We go to a 15-year time jump. Obi-Wan enters the room, where at this point we're in the time of Attack of the Clones. Obi-Wan enters the room where Anakin and Padme are talking. Anakin turns to Kenobi and senses his anger. He asks his master, "What's wrong?" Obi-Wan brushes off and says it's nothing, and tells Anakin that the Jedi Council has requested to see them immediately. They tell Padme that they will be back and helping the case against her attempted murder case. They head to the temple. They arrive at the temple and enter the council chamber. In the council chamber, Yoda is saying that an army has, but before Yoda can finish the sentence, Kenobi announces to the entire council that he's leaving the Jedi Order and storms out of the temple, leaving the council shocked. Anakin already had sensed his anger, felt like something like this would happen. A little time later, Obi-Wan was captured by Count Dooku, like in the original timeline. Dooku asks Kenobi to join him, like in the original timeline, and says Qui-Gon would have. Kenobi, now no longer a Jedi, agrees to join Dooku. For the next few years, about 5 years, Kenobi trains alongside Dooku. 5 years go by. Dooku tells Kenobi that he's ready for his final test. They get in the ship and travel to Coruscant, where they enter the place where where Palpatine and Dooku met in episode 2. That's where Kenobi finds out that Palpatine was the Sith Lord behind it. An angry and shocked Obi-Wan, finding out that Palpatine was the Sith Lord who trained Maul that killed his master, ignites his blue saber at this point and stabbing Palpatine in the chest. Palpatine falls lifeless onto the ground. Dooku, shocked at what just happened, smiles at Kenobi, telling him a clone army had been made for the Republic, but now it can be used for their use and get rid of the droid army. They get back in the ship and they head straight to Kamino. They ask Kaminoans about the clone army for the Separatist use, where the Kaminoans tell Dooku that the Republic already have access and are using the clones. An angry and frustrated Dooku contacts the droid army to get ready every ship and every droid available to go and attack Coruscant. Kenobi and Dooku head back to Coruscant and come up with a plan to go and attack the Jedi Temple with the remaining droids that they had on them with the ship. Obi-Wan and Dooku stand at the Jedi Temple entrance, where both of them had left the temple all those years ago, because Dooku was originally a Jedi and then fell to the dark side. They storm the temple and begin the attack that will decide the fate of the galaxy forever. Welcome back to part 2 of this video. We're continuing off where we left off. Kenobi, now turned Sith, standing in the place he called home for his entire life. Dooku tells him to take a group of droids and head straight to the council chamber and kill all the High Council members. Kenobi nods in agreement and takes the droids through the temple, heading to the council chambers, where his old master was standing in the form of a ghost in the middle of the council chambers. Kenobi stares at what he thought was a trick by the Jedi. Qui-Gon says to Obi-Wan, what have you become? You promised me you would train the boy. I hope he has remained in the light and not followed you to the dark. Kenobi says with a pissed off look on his face. He has. Right as Kenobi finishes that, Anakin walks in behind him. He looks at his old master in disgust. Igniting his saber, Kenobi stares at Skywalker with pure anger. Kenobi ignites his new red lightsaber, which he took off Palpatine. Ignites the saber and launches at Anakin, who blocks the attack. The two engage in a fight. Anakin remained in the light for 10 years, because the fight took place about 10 years after Attack of the Clones, so about in the range of the Sith time. Anakin, going full potential on the light, overpowers Obi-Wan. The fight lasts for about 10 minutes. The entire council chambers line up blue and red. As the fight comes to an end, Anakin slices off Obi-Wan's arm and says to his former master, "Look at you. You have become the very thing you swore to destroy," Anakin says sadly. "Come back to the light. Qui-Gon would never have had wanted this for you or himself." Obi-Wan stares at Anakin with pure rage and says, "Anakin, the Jedi are evil. You must see it. Join me and together we can destroy the Jedi and Dooku." Anakin denies the offer, remaining in the light, and orders the clones to come and arrest Kenobi. Dooku already had been arrested, but being defeated by Master Yoda in mere minutes. They both stand trial in front of the newly elected newly elected Chancellor Bail Organa. They stand trial. Dooku is sentenced to life in jail for his crimes as being a separatist and trying to start a war with the Republic. Kenobi is only sentenced to 10 years in jail as he murdered a few Jedi. The galaxy sees peace for the next 10 years until Kenobi is released from the prison and starts to look for a way to bring someone back from the dead. That someone being Palpatine. I hope you enjoyed this it was going to be 2 parts, but I figured part 2 was going to be a lot shorter than part 1. Part 1 was originally just going to be but now they're 2 separate parts. It's like I'm just making one full thing. But I hope you enjoyed that. Coming soon to the channel is actually going to be some live streams where I am writing and playing some so I'm going to be playing some Star Wars related games like Battlefront, and maybe The Force Unleashed, and Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens, and Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. But yeah, I'll also be writing fanfictions live sometimes, so I can get some help from you guys. But yeah, no, we're back to fanfiction, so comment down below what you'd like the next fanfiction you'd like to see. I have one in mind, and it has to do with Order 66, but you're gonna have to wait until next time. I'm not sure how the fanfictions are gonna work. Maybe once a week I might post fanfictions, and then most likely it's gonna be the 2 parts into one video type of style. So I hope you enjoyed this fanfiction return. I am back fully this time. I've kind of stopped on my other channel, so I'm gonna be able to do this a lot more. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. May the Force be with you.